wouldn't believe what I'm looking at right now. Oh my goodness. That's nice. I'd eat that. The way I've been eating is extremely unhealthy. Although I eat a lot of vegetables and a lot of fruits, the amount that I'm eating, it's affecting me. It really is affecting me. The last dry fast that I've done had really opened my eyes to these flaws that I was just not able to see, or that I refused to see. And it's interesting because what I was looking at on my phone may seem a little weird, but it's not what you think. By far, Asian soups, that is my weakness. Right now, in this very moment, if you were to put any Asian soup, vegan or not, in front of my face, I'd probably shoot my brains out. Or, better yet, I'd probably eat it. I realize how addicting my personality is when it comes to foods, especially soups. And spam, to those of you that know me. When my mom used to make soups, Asian soups back in the day, she would make it so amazing. I don't know what she'd put in there, but she would add vegetables, she would add some fish or pork or whatever her ingredients were. And taking that bowl of soup, it was heaven. You know, it was really good. And I tried replicating how my mom did it. And I asked her, and you know, I just watched her. And then my brother started taking over the cooking. And then I asked him how he made it. He told me the secret ingredient, which made everything delicious. I remember he pulled out the salt. You know, he just took a pinch and sprinkled it on. I was like, oh, okay, so you add, you know, tomatoes, you add some chili powder, and then you add a little bit of salt and some vinegar and soy sauce. Yeah, but this isn't salt. What is it? It's MSG. MSG? And he's like, yeah, the stuff that you used to kill dogs with. And it just blew my mind. In the Philippines, they would use MSG to feed the dogs. They would mix it in with their water, and then the dogs would consume it. It tastes so good to them. At least this is what I think. It tastes so good to them that they can't stop drinking it. They just keep drinking it and drinking it until their stomach physically explodes and they die. And that's how they kill them. And then I don't know if it flavors the meat anymore. It's kind of freaky now that I think about it. Anyway, back to the soups. That was the key ingredient, was MSG. Even taking MSG, it's like, it's not the MSG that I'm addicted to per se. It's more than that. It's the emotional attachment to the soup, the way it's made, the way it's prepared. I like to cook food because it reminds me of my mom. It reminds me of a figure in my life, you know? It reminds me of the connection that I was longing for with my mom and to my brother, you know? And the way it tastes, the way I sat down on the table, the way I took it all in. I remember sitting on the table and with that bowl of soup, and I was sitting alone. I took that whole situation, me sitting on the table, me placing my hands on the spoon, about to scoop these small little clams that were in there that I was gonna eat. Like, I took everything in, and it became an addiction. Like, I became addicted to those sensations, not just the taste, because really the taste is all just sour, crunchy, salty, bitter, sweet. I feel like I've dealt away with that, and now it's just the emotional thing that I'm going to. Hence the reason me looking up Asian soups, because they look so good, and I really do want to eat some right now, although I'm completely content physically. Traffic is slowing down, but people just tend to rubberneck all the time. I do too. That's a fire. Six. How's it going, dude? Story time.
So, about a month ago, summer school just ended. Thought to myself, hey, I have my skateboard. Let's go to the skate park. And the skate park's like 2 miles away from the school, but it's all downhill. So I was like, this is fine. I'll just like mob downhill, no big deal. Having a good time, having a grand time. Got my headphones in, you know, popping a couple ollies, power sliding. Living the life. I see there's a red light. I'm going pretty fast. I say, you know what, screw it. I'm just gonna go. But I'm like on the side of the road, like I'm not in the middle of the road. And I go, and this gold like Toyota Camry pulls out, and I turn, so like the back of my knees are like facing the car at this point, and I slide with my butt all the way across the hood and fall off onto the other side. And right now I think I'm liable, like I'm gonna get in trouble. So I see that my skateboard pretty much just went under the car. So I just run and grab my skateboard and just run away. That's my story.
That was a pretty short session. Lasted about an hour to an hour and a half. We got a decent amount of tricks. I know that I have stated in the past video that I'm no longer doing the review on the Lithe skateboard, but a lot of you guys have shown interest in what my board now looks like. I honestly have forgotten how long I've skated this board, but I'm pretty sure it's about 5-6 months now. So I'll show you guys what it looks like. So there's visible razor tailing. And this is the nose. No cracks on the board, no splinters, nothing like that. The tail has got a little bit more of a razor tail as well. But the cool part about it is that it seems to hold its pop. Granted that when you hit it on the ground, it doesn't have that crisp sounding pop, but the feeling is the same. When you pop the board, it has that crisp feeling. Unlike decks that are somewhat like waterlogged and you hit it on the ground, it just thuds, you know? Visibly, the corners of the nose and the tail are not getting pointier. When you're doing like say tray flips or big heel flips down big stuff, constantly hitting your nose and tail on the ground, it tends to slash up the edges right here and makes it so it's pointed. It hasn't been doing that at all. Yeah, I've experienced no flexing with this board at all. It's holding up pretty well, so. Much needed break. Oh, I want to show you guys something. I'm into little RCs and whatnot. I have this little basher here. It's the Traxxas / 4x4. I'm actually pretty proud of it because I've never done any modifications to any RCs that I've had. This is my first mod ever. I built this to stock, and the only thing I modded was the rear bumper and the front bumper. So I went to purchase some rear spoilers and front spoilers for different RC cars. And what I did was I cut out the bumpers so it's shaped as such. Drilled small holes in the bumper's underside with 2mm hexes, and then I just mounted it on. This is a pretty flimsy spoiler. And with the front, I had heated up the plastic so it bent forward, and then I just super glued the heck out of the spoiler. And then with 2mm hex bolt, I mounted it on. Excuse me, I don't know, it just reminds me of a Formula One car. Aside from this being a basher, I've always wanted a really fast car. And all I would have to do now is change the ESC, probably purchase a Mamba X, which supports a really big battery, which makes the car go faster, and change the motor itself. They do have a combo for that. That'll be for later. On the side, I just kind of mess around with RCs and put things in, you know, put things together and whatnot and see what I can make out of it. But I don't know, this is pretty cool. I dig it. So first session is over. I'm planning to skate Corvallis. I was invited by a few friends. It's expected to be really hot today, so first I have to do a few edits. I gotta mow the back lawn, and then I'll see what I can do about heading to Corvallis. So, I did a little bit of research online. I came across an explanation as to why my body has this crazy vibrations every single night so far I've been experiencing it. That it is prior to an OBE experience. OBE is an acronym for out of body experiences. The fact that your body goes into a state of sleep paralysis at night, usually the body and the consciousness part of your being is already asleep when this takes place. It takes place every night apparently, and so your body goes into sleep paralysis, and then you, knowing it or not, experience this crazy vibrations. I'm guessing the vibrations have to do something with brainwave patterns. You switching to one brainwave pattern to a much lower brainwave pattern because you're going to sleep. Luckily, I'm not possessed by demons, which is good. But it got me really excited because I've experienced OBEs at least twice in my life. There's this one time I was about to go to sleep. I didn't experience body paralysis like what the internet and things were suggesting, but I did experience a feeling of falling. So I was laying there and all of a sudden my body would go Another time I was just about to fall asleep and my eyes were kind of like cross-eyed. They're just starting to go like this, and then my eyes were getting heavy. All of a sudden I felt like a bunch of spiders came like rushing towards my face, like they dropped from the ceiling and went like this, and I'm like trying to get them off me, and I flicked on the lights looking around to see these spiders, and there were none. And so I'm thinking, the website stated that when you do go through an out-of-body experience, when you're awake and you're lucid, you tend to see certain things, like things that you don't normally see, like entities and such. Depending on your state of consciousness, you can see like apparitions and ghosts and whatnot. And so that got me really excited because I am really fond of ghost hunting and things of those nature. Anything paranormal. I know I've been posting barely any clips when it comes to skating, and there is a specific reason for that. Now usually, sorry I'm getting dressed, but usually when I go skate, unknowingly I would just skate randomly, having no goals, no particular goals in mind, just to skate to have fun, you know. There's benefits to that. You enjoy a lot more. It's fun skating with friends and just skating leisurely. But personally speaking, I'm also the type of person that really likes structure, there being particular goals that I'm wanting to achieve. It gives me something to work towards instead of just doing random tricks here and there. It also helps me to push myself to get particular tricks down. And I noticed that skating for longer periods tends to drain me of my quote-unquote motivation or my discipline when it comes to skating, because over time, as I'm constantly failing on the tricks that I'm doing, my mind gets tired too. It's like it gets emotionally drained. I've been doing this trick for 1,000 tries and I still haven't gotten it. Why? And you're left feeling empty-handed, you know? And so, like, whenever I start feeling like, dang, what's going on, man? Like, not to the fatigue point, but once just on the brink of fatigue, I stop skating. That's why I've only been skating literally for like an hour I've only been skating for 1 hour and I got just those few clips. It's more productive that way, you know? If you could say anything to YouTube right now, what would you say?
It's kind of, I want to be on YouTube sometimes, but yeah, hi.
Yeah.
Oh, hi.
Yeah. This is, I make YouTube videos. So, if you want to say hi, that's fine. All right, I'm headed up, man.
Yeah, bye.
Catch you guys later. They're good kids. They're my next door neighbor, so he always asks me whether or not I'm doing videos. Oh man, okay. I forgot my brace. I will not go skating without my brace. I've done it before. It did not end up well at all. So, a quick little confession I have. This is gonna sound pretty pathetic, but to be frank, I cannot backside tail slide for the life of me. The only reason I came here to the skate park is that because before, when I was skating Monmouth Skate Park, I couldn't backside tail slide that ledge at all. I stuck it a few times and I slid out. It's not that I can't do it, I know I can. I've done it before, multiple times. It's just backside tail slides are one of the tricks that I gained and I immediately lost. One of those tricks that you guys have that you get it and you're doing it solid every time, like the first time you learn it, the next day it's just like, it seems like you just can't do it at all. That's what happened. I learned it one day and I tried it the next day and like, what the hell? I can't backside tail slide anymore. I still don't have it consistent, but I came to Corvallis Skate Park because the Monmouth ledge is just like 2 inches higher than the Corvallis ledge. And it's funny because like I can do all these tricks but I can't do backside tail slide. It's kind of embarrassing, honestly. Like out of all the tricks that I can't do, I can't seem to land backside tails. I know I can land it, I'm just being stubborn headed. I gotta get my mind on a proper space, that's all. I want to get it consistent to the point where it's like my favorite trick. Pretty exhausted from the day. The day just caught up with me and I'm just super mentally exhausted. So in conclusion, if you guys like this video, please let me know by clicking that like button. If you have any video ideas for me to do, please don't hesitate and leave it down in the comment section below. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Julius. Remember to slap that subscribe button, as well as that notification bell for my future videos. I'll see you guys in the next one. Laters! Yeah.